this is a democracy, and in a democratic space, there must be room for people to express their views. You can disagree, you can abuse me if you don't like my views, but that's it.
Whenever Rufai is in the news, many people always react negatively to him, largely because of what he did when he was governor of Kaduna State. He introduced Muslim ticket in Kaduna State. We all know that in southern Kaduna they have a sizable number of Christians. But that notwithstanding, Rufai introduced the Muslim ticket, bragging at the time when he was contesting for his second term that he will win. You see, many things government do are mostly symbolic, especially when it concerns appointments, not necessarily the fact that people will benefit. After all, when you appoint someone a minister or a commissioner, it's only the person and his immediate family that benefit, not the larger community. Yes, how much is he earning as salary? So it's just symbolic. It's just a way of making one's government feel inclusive, so that no person will say, we are not represented in this government, therefore I don't care, I'm not bothered. Just include everyone. After all, it is there in the constitution. At the national level, there is something like federal character. All appointments must be based on federal character. From ministerial positions, boards of parastatals, all of them must observe that federal character. Even in the United States, as developed as they are, they still have something they call affirmative action. This affirmative action ensures that minorities are given a sense of belonging. You must appoint them because they are in the minority. Back to Nigeria, after Rufai appointed a Muslim deputy and all that he said at the time, he would have made a symbolic effort to include the Christians so as to make everyone feel that they belong. After all, it is their state. How can anyone feel not wanted in his own state? But he didn't do all that, and now that he is criticizing Tinubu based on exactly the same thing, anyone that criticizes Rufai will be right in calling him a hypocrite. He just called Tinubu arrogant. Writing on his verified X handle, he said, "December message, 2 wrongs do not make a right. Sensible inclusion always trumps arrogant exclusion." Also quoted in the tweet is an article by Beroge. He calls it Tinubu's Buharization of the NNPC. Malam Rufai should have looked in the mirror before making this tweet, but it still doesn't mean that he is wrong. The fact that he did exactly the same thing when he was governor of Kaduna State and has the audacity to condemn someone else for doing the same thing or worse still doesn't mean that he is wrong. And the fact that Buhari appointed many northerners to his government, he was sectional, still doesn't justify Tinubu taking it to another level. It's a very lame argument that people make. They always shout, where were you when Buhari was doing the same thing? You didn't talk. Now that Tinubu is doing it, you have found your voice. No, it still doesn't make it right. The fact that Buhari ignored the federal character law, he was lawless, he was careless, he appointed people from his ethnicity, from his region, it still doesn't make it right. People should understand this. Like Rufai said in the tweet, 2 wrongs never make a right. The federal character law exists for a reason. The reason the drafters of the 1999 Constitution included that was because they wanted the government to be all-inclusive. Even if you win an election and a particular zone or a particular ethnicity obviously didn't vote for you, you still don't have the right to exclude them. That's how governance works in Nigeria and in most parts of the world. Another argument people always raise is, are we no longer looking for competence? Yes, we are looking for competence in governance, but competent people can be found everywhere in all ethnicities. Even so far, looking at how he handed all the portfolios concerning economy, finance to people of his ethnicity, we can see how competent they are. They are massive failures. They failed woefully. So it's not about competence, it is his character. One truth people must know is that even if Buhari didn't do this, even if Buhari didn't make most of his appointments based on ethnicity, Tinubu would have still done the same thing he's doing today. It is in his character. It is his kind of person. Yes, look at all his antecedents. Take someone like Wike for instance. The only reason he is in his government today is because he rigged the election for him. The role he played during the presidential election of 2023 in Rivers State, that was what bought him the position he's occupying today in FCT ministry. Look at all others. Are we going to talk about bigotry? All the people that spread bigotry on social media during the presidential election campaigns, most of them are in government today. They are special advisors. Even one Bayo was appointed by Tinubu as a special advisor. We all know the role and the bigotry he spread on social media during the presidential election campaigns. So if he can associate with such people, that means he tolerates them. As a matter of fact, there's one saying that says, like birds flock together. There's also a reason many people of questionable character flock around him. Show me your friends and I will tell you the kind of person you are. So governance is about serving the people. It's not a personal estate, it's not a personal business where anyone can appoint anyone the way he wants. Imagine handing the entire financial sector of this country to one ethnicity as if others don't exist. Not just that, even the economy are in the hands of one ethnicity. If others feel they are not wanted in the government or the affairs of the state, that explains why the government will fail in their policies. Yes, because no one will want to contribute. They will say, is it not a Yoruba affair? Is it not this affair? So they wouldn't want to even come near. They will say, we are not wanted. They are not appointing our people. When you go there, maybe they will be speaking one language. Things like that. So it causes division among the many ethnicities that make up Nigeria. The country is supposed to belong to everyone. But when you make it an ethnic affair, an ethnocracy, then others will withdraw and be watching by the side, expecting you to fail woefully. Even if they have any sensible contribution to make, they wouldn't make it. They will be hoping that you fail woefully so that they will be proved right, that you're not right by appointing only people of your ethnicity to run the affairs of the state, as if they are the only competent ones who can handle the affairs. So you can understand where the country is heading. If at the topmost level they do not recognize our diversity, they feel that a certain ethnic group is superior to others or that it is their turn, then it makes a mockery of our laws, especially the federal character laws. Also, the Senate must be blamed for the willful negligence of the federal character laws. They are the ones who approve all the appointments by the executive branch. The executive branch is just to nominate people and they will approve the appointments. So they are supposed to be comparing their names, their CVs against federal character. It's their job to do it, but they just authorize everything the executive branch tenders to them. They are supposed to be serving Nigerians, not serving political interest or personal interest of appointing officers. That's not how to run a country. The Senate should have learned from what happened under Buhari's administration. Buhari's cover at the time by his handlers was that it was based on competence, but we all know how everything turned out. Most of the appointments were made based on cronyism, not based on competence. The same thing is happening today before our very eyes. You don't grow without learning from your mistakes, and if you continue doing the same thing the same way, you will get the same results. It all shows that they are not interested in bettering the lives of Nigerians. They are not interested in turning their fortunes around. Because if they were, they would have made sure that all the laws, at least, even if it's for performative reasons, to make Nigerians believe that they are actually working for them, they should have made symbolic decisions. Yes, like already said, giving someone an appointment doesn't actually benefit his ethnic group. It doesn't benefit even his extended family. It's just within that family or maybe a few friends and associates. How much is the salary and all the perks of office? How much is he going to give out to people? If you look back in history, the best all-inclusive government in Nigeria achieved the best in terms of governance, infrastructure development, consistent growth in the economy. That's talking about Obasanjo's administration. It was all-inclusive. Nearly every nook and cranny of this country felt included in his government. Then, when he was leaving, Yaradua, a minority, became the president, and another minority in Goodluck Jonathan became the vice president. In their wildest dreams, they wouldn't have ever believed that it will ever happen in Nigeria. But it happened, although the election was rigged. But it's just to show you that when you include everyone, when the government is all-inclusive, everyone will be striving for excellence. Everyone will be striving to outdo each other. Unlike when it is one ethnic group, they will be seeing it as a family affair. Like Beroge calls it, Tinubu is running an ethnocracy.